Watch the flag stand to the top right. The Chevrolet flag stand, and we're underway with the Chevy Detroit Grand Prix.
Oh, look at that. Palou with another good jump. Look at Scott Dixon in the orange and blue to the outside, and Romain Grosjean's going to try to stuff it inside McLaughlin.
Will we get through here cleanly? We will not.
Callum Ilott on the back of Kyle Kirkwood.
Incident number one.
Big rear wing damage on Kyle Kirkwood, but you can see Ilott there in the tire. The yellow flag is not yet waving as we're seeing side-by-side action into 5. There's the caution flag. McLaren side-by-side through there.
What a shame for Juncos Hollinger's Callum Ilott. What happened?
We see Kyle Kirkwood now peel into that split pit lane for some hefty repairs to the number 27 AutoNation machine.
Further back, you're going to see the bright pink AutoNation Honda, the green and black Juncos Hollinger car. It's about to come into shot on the right. Bang. Here we go. Let's go racing in Detroit. Green flag, and let's see if we can get some laps. Let's see if we can get into some rhythm. Romain Grosjean on the inside of Scott McLaughlin. Grosjean loves street circuits. The red and yellow DHL Honda. He grabs second from McLaughlin.
And its teammates behind the Chip Ganassi Racing entry. Blue and orange, that's Scott Dixon. Red and white, that's Marcus Ericsson into turn 4. Scott Dixon gets the place.
Textbook move from Scott Dixon. That was absolute poetry in motion. Riding the outside of Ericsson and having the position for the next right-hander. Good stuff.
This section through here, folks, has been eventful. Through 6 and 7, this switchback area is a kind of a hump in the middle of it. A few bumps, and really challenges the drivers, and they come back down here to turn 8. A quick short shoot. There's pit entry. There's the split pit lane. And here they come to finish the lap. There you see the checkered flag on track. And away we go down again into turn 1. And then a climb hinge. TV doesn't do it justice up to turn 2.
It's quite uphill there for sure, Diff. And look at the jump that Alex Palou already has on the field. It was a great launch off of 2 for the restart, Townsend, but he is super comfortable even on cold tires around here.
The reason Alex Palou is so hard to beat is that this racetrack rewards precision and consistency. Palou is a shining example of those two attributes. I talked with Barry Wanzer, his strategist, just before the race, and he was smiling as the McLaren teammates, Rossi and O'Ward, mixing it up. But Barry Wanzer was so confident in his driver, he said this is the perfect kind of challenge for Palou. That precision is going to pay off.
And a good way for him to bounce back from a disappointing Indy 500. But with that being said, he came from the back up to 4th place.
And let's watch the blend here. You see that blue light letting the driver in the pits know that someone's coming, and that someone is Graham Rahal. Marcus slots in just in front of him.
Graham Rahal down in 22nd position on the lead lap. Ericsson on those cold tires trying to find temp. He also has low pressure, so the car's riding almost on the ground as you come to this really bumpy brake section.
Almost 3/4 of a mile. We ride on board the United Rentals machine with Graham Rahal. 180 plus miles per hour down into this hairpin.
That's pretty impressive for Ericsson to outbrake Rahal on cold tires.
As late as me, but he's on cold tires.
And
Graham's impressed too.
He's impressed down Bates Street.
I'm not sure impressed is the word.
Maybe frustrated?
Maybe a bit frustrated. No, but it's so challenging. As you know, Townsend, cold tires, full fuel, bumpy, low grip street circuit, no margin for error. These outlaps are so difficult and so critical, but a great job from Marcus Ericsson as we jump on that Verizon onboard with Will Power now into turn 3 on Dixon.
Hold on. And Scott Dixon saw that happening in his mirror and gave Power some room to avoid a collision.
That was abuse of respect, I think. Scott Dixon saw in his mirror and thought, oh no, Power's coming, 10-10's fully committed. I either turn in and we wreck, or I give him the position, but Dixon will be frustrated with that.
So Will Power now grabs 4th place away from Scott Dixon, and he is the first and highest placed car on the primary tires. Colton Herter on the left of the screen, Santino Ferrucci in the 14. They touch several times. This is at the turn 3 hairpin.
Game of chicken.
Little bit of wheel hop. Those bumps, as Townsend mentioned earlier. And Ferrucci unrelenting there, didn't give the position up. Alex Palou still leads and continues to grow his advantage. 9.3 seconds. This is Will Power on Romain Grosjean. The black and red Verizon Chevy. That's now for 2nd place.
You saw the brake dust coming out of the front wheels on that number 12 Verizon car. He is absolutely working those brakes into turn 3 to make these passes happen. But this is exciting, guys, as those alternates start to fall off. The drivers that started on the primaries really having everything come their way.
And for Will Power, he's going to stretch this stint. If Alex Palou's trying to get just 2 more laps maybe out of his stint, Power, Marty, I think is going to try to go long, maybe try to get to lap 40 on these tires. Romain Grosjean needs to think about coming.
Yes, McLaughlin's all over him. The Gallagher Chevy hassling the DHL Honda. Down at water before you hit turn 8, and Grosjean's blowing it.
Disaster for Grosjean. He's going to have to figure out how to turn around. He's lost about 3 or 4 spots, and he's coming to the pits.
What? It was such a great run day for Grosjean.
You can hear the car sounding very differently coming down pit road. You're not sure what that hiss was, but he gets the 4 primaries on the car. Had been stuck behind some lap traffic. That cost him time as well, but that will really cost him time.
All is not lost, but he'll lose several positions.
McLaughlin comes out in front of fellow New Zealander Scott Dixon. Here we go. Back straight, almost 3/4 of a mile. What will Dixon do? Watch that orange and blue and white PNC Bank Honda.
McLaughlin on those cold tires. How deep does Dixon go on the brakes? Way deep.
That shows you what hot tires can do.
Oh, wait a second.
Now it's the drag race down to turn 4. Scott has the inside line there, Dixon. But still, good effort from McLaughlin to fight back there, not make it easy for him.
Dixon was behind McLaughlin at the opening portion of the race, so good work there, but they're on a slightly different strategy. Upper hand for Dixon at the moment. Power leads. Marty, the Arrow McLaren boys are in.
This should be interesting. Rossi is in the back. Pato Ward is in the front, coming in first and second on the track. Quick stop by both of them. Now the drag race off pit road. Rossi will actually pass Pato here on pit road going to the alternate
Pato
tires.
stalled. Pato is not under power.
It's broken.
Oh no! Watch to the right-hand side there. Watch the rear left wheel.
I think he goes to pick up the wheel nut that fell out of the gun. I think the gun went on. He didn't realize the nut wasn't on. And then there was no drive for Pato Award. Unfortunately, he's now a lap down.
A wheel issue on his first pit stop, and right behind him he has Alex Palou, the race leader, that bright green car. That is Palou.
I think he just passed Alex Palou there, Diff, so using those fresh alternates to get himself back on the tail end of the lead lap, that's very important for Pato Award at this point, because if a yellow does come out, he now doesn't have to get the wave around. He just cycles around the back.
Just
in the wall.
And crash.
In the wall, turn 9, Pato Award.
We thought it was over in the pits, but it's now over on the racetrack.
I mean, he wasn't going to make the corner whether Ferrucci was there or not. You saw Santino actually get out of the way a little bit. Seeing Pato coming, he just carried too much speed in, it looks like.
Yeah, it's just desperate. They did not get a chance to sweep the track as the green flag's out.
Here we go, back to racing. Alex Palou at the front. Will Power, the red and black car, in pursuit. Ferrucci, he's not on the lead lap. He tucks into third ahead of Dixon. Dixon pops out, clears him. So too does Felix Rosenquist in the 6. Here comes Alexander Rossi around the outside. McLaughlin in the bright blue machine. And Ferrucci's a sitting duck. He's trying to stay out of the way and not hamper any of these front runners' races.
Yeah, he's really in the way now. He thought he might have a shot to get on the lead lap, but they're going to shove him and push him and move him over as the faster cars come through. Lundgaard side by side with Canapino. Oh, someone's in the wall, or someone got sideways in the brake zone up ahead. That got crazy.
Somebody went there. There's a caution out. They dove for pit lane. Who is it? It's one of the front runners in trouble, Christian Lundgaard, but he's not the only one. He went off. There's somebody in pit lane. Ah, it's Ferrucci.
But he's past his pit box, guys. He's the first pit box, so he's driven straight through. I wonder, did he get forced in there somehow?
I don't know. Something happened ahead of that.
Interesting.
Did he just take
Got
evasive
the
action?
yellow. Let's just hope no guys jumped us that are maybe not going to take that. I think guys
Oh,
would
there it
take
is. Stingray Rob.
That's down in turn 3. Down at the hairpin.
Yeah, that's not where it was turn 8 where things got crazy and everybody checked up.
Let's show you what happened to Christian Lundgaard coming down here into turn 8. Watch this. He's going to run long.
Simon Pagino on the inside of Devlin DiFrancesco. Dev moving a little bit there.
And Simon was not happy. You can see the hand right there.
Whoa. Meanwhile, this has happened under caution. Graham Rahal
What
and
in
Benjamin
the world?
Peterson under yellow. The rookie and the veteran. Oh boy. We expected this street course race to be eventful. Rahal went in by himself, and I think Peterson may have got surprised. Wait for the red Sexton Properties car. Boom. Let's go.
Power with an excellent run, an excellent throttle application out of that slow corner. He's got a huge run coming to 3.
He almost doesn't want to pop out too early and get all the way past the 10 in case he slots back in. He highs and lows it.
He's got it. Will Power for the lead on Alex Palou.
A classic shake and bake from the number 12 as Palou falls back to second and Power is clearing off in the distance on those softer tires.
Now the teammates are left at it. The Ganassi teammates and the McLaren teammates. Second and third, third and fourth.
Yeah, these yellows have really played into the hands of Will Power on those softer alternates. They're going to be better on the restart for those first few corners, maybe first few laps, as now Palou under threat from Scott Dixon right behind him.
What a textbook fake and bake or shake and bake from Will Power. I mean, he showed high, he dove down low at the last second, surprised Palou, and now he's checking out.
So let's see what happens here. Alex Palou, Scott Dixon, second and third. The Arrow McLaren guys, fourth and fifth, with Felix Rosenquist, who's been the lead of the McLaren squad all day long in that and Semi Chevy, on board with thanks to NTT. Let's go for a ride. How does that sound, Hinch?
It sounds fast, guys. It sounds fast. It sounds bumpy, though, on the brakes there. You hear the kind of undulations in the RPMs as the rear starts to lock up over the bumps. Grosjean now under pressure from Rinus VeeKay in that gold and white BitNile.com Chevy.
VeeKay's had a good day.
He's had a great day. Up 6 spots from where he started. He's on those softer alternates. That's helping his cause right now.
7 or 8 laps from the final pit stop required to make it at the end. This is the phase as a driver and an engineer where you got to communicate. What do you want for your last stop? Any wing adjustments, any tire pressure adjustments? What do we need to do to give you the chance to go out and win this thing, as Will Power has opened up 3 seconds almost over Palou.
Very quickly in that Verizon Chevy. Teammates going well. Then we get back to McLaughlin in 6th, Grosjean, VeeKay Armstrong, and Joseph Newgarden in the top 10. Do you know, Hinch mentioned at the top of the show, 23 years since Juan Pablo Montoya won the Indy 500, then the very next race. For everybody else since then, the best result has been 6th. If Newgarden could crack a top 5, that would change that trend, but it just shows how tough it is to follow on from the Indy 500.
Well, Newgarden really hasn't done anything wrong. He's driven like someone capable of winning the next race after the Indy 500, but it just hasn't worked out on timing. And right now, he's under attack from Agustin Canapino, which is impressive. The Argentinian rookie giving Team Penske such a hard time.
He has just been given a penalty for blocking.
Who?
Canapino. Have a look at this.
So on board with Colton Herta now. This is out of turn 2, down the back straight.
Colton Herta didn't enjoy it.
Well, damage to the front wing there on the number 26 Cambridge Honda.
I'd like to see that one more time, maybe in a 2-box, because I
want to see it from the outside.
That's the natural line all weekend, is drivers left because of the bumps in the track, and it didn't look in reaction to.
You want a street fight? We've got it for the lead. Alex Palou forces Will Power into a mistake. He locks it up at turn 3 at the hairpin, and the Spaniard is back out in front.
Will Power had an advantage for a few laps, but he lost that as those alternate tires, the softer compound, started to really come apart on grip. And now Power's fallen into the clutches of Scott Dixon as Palou fires off into the distance.
Well, he goes wide where it's really dirty, lots of marbles as we've seen, so his tires are struggling. His boy Flava Flav watching on, wanting him to come in the pits, but no, Dixon dives into pit lane.
That's a surprise.
Dixon says, you guys can go at it. I'm going to service for the final time, Kevin Lee. This might be the winning move.
and he's going to go to primary Firestones for the last one. This is a little bit early, but it seems like a solid gamble. Likely to be another caution. They would be in, could potentially cycle to the front. Dixon trying to get win number 54, pulls away.
I like that move from Dixon and his team. They're in fuel range. They can make it work. He'll try to stay ahead of Connor Daly here in the mid-mile car. Daly still has to make his last stop.
What this does, as you talk about, it just puts those guys up front in the danger zone. It's so exposed now to a yellow. Alex Palou, Will Power, Felix Rosenquist, Alex Rossi, all these drivers, they have to pray that a yellow does not come out now, where Scott Dixon is looking extremely good.
What happens here? Does his teammate
have to.
Does the race leader? He's got to cover it.
Yes.
Does he? He does. And look how forceful he was on that in-lap. Power's got to follow. Must do it. Rosenquist does the same. So too Alexander Rossi. It's game on, Marty.
Yeah, everyone coming to pit road right here for what should be the final stop of the day. Will Power right before Alex Palou passed him, so the tires are absolutely going away. This could be a drag race off pit road between the 10 and the 12, but look at the Chip Ganassi crew. They get Power, keep Palou in the lead off pit road. Nice stop.
Where's Dixon? Where's Dixon? He's at the top of the screen. Palou's beat him out.
Watch Dixon and these two right here. Dixon ahead of Rosenquist, but behind Will Power.
So it's as they were, but Dixon's tires are up to temperature. Here we go. This is where Dixon's got to pounce on Power.
Meanwhile, Rossi, Grosjean, Newgarden, Herta all stayed out. So we'll have to watch them blend. Those guys blend. Rossi's trying to attempt what we call the overcut.
Dixon on the one-lap warmer tires. He's going to get right to the gearbox of Will Power, but it's not enough. He has half as much push to pass remaining, 36 to 65 in favor of Will Power right now. So Dixon's got to be smart about how he uses that push to pass.
He might have a chance right here. Maybe he can sneak it on Will Power as they come to turn 8.
Dixon
I couldn't do anything.
Oh, look at Rosenquist on Rossi. They touch.
teammate on teammate, and Rosenquist wins that arm wrestle.
That was good hard racing right there. Alexander Rossi doing everything he could to keep his teammate behind, but Felix just forcing the issue.
He just got in with his right front and leaned into the side pod of Rossi. It was gentle aggression. What happened here?
Oh, Grosjean. Oh.
Luckily, the anti-stall kicked in. You saw the wheel come out of Scott McLaughlin's hand. Another look here at the Rosenquist-Rossi move.
Look at that. Just a touch. Just enough to unsettle Alexander. And then Felix says, I'm going to come on through, teammate. Didn't mean to push it too hard, but I do want to get ahead.
Good hard racing. You can see some damage there on the floor of Rosenquist's car as well. It's cracked, maybe from side-to-side contact earlier in the race with another car. That was great to do the overcut. Rossi will get him here, but still Newgarden in contention.
That's further up than I thought he was going to cycle out.
Watch Grosjean in the background as well. Slight touch there. Rossi on Newgarden on that back left.
That's what got Canapino in hot water with Colton Herta.
Watch Grosjean. Look to the inside. Look to the inside. Does Grosjean go? He does.
Oh.
So a 2 for 1, and Newgarden saying, come on, what's going on?
That might be a little payback for Nashville last year. Those two getting together on another street circuit. Newgarden, Grosjean, forceful, elbows out.
How about the rookie Marcus Armstrong in that blue and white Honda for Chip Ganassi racing all over the back of Joseph? Is he going to look into turn 8? No, he's not, but he is right there.
Let's go back a lap or two ago to the Grosjean-McLaughlin situation, fellas. Let's have another look. You get a second look at it from the Gallagher Chevy.
I don't know. I mean, Grosjean has tripped the mandatory transponder. Let's see this again.
Alexander Rossi, Joseph Newgarden.
Their little touch happened further back down the track.
You kind of just knew that Grosjean was going to try to come with him, and then just drives him straight out to the wall.
And that was the catalyst for the reaction from Newgarden, saying, come on, I'll let you go by. You don't have to drive me out to the wall. Armstrong on Newgarden now. Newgarden will switch back, does not let the rookie through.
Pulls off the nice over-under on Marcus Armstrong. Great little battle here happening.
He runs 6. He's doing times. Grosjean, it's over.
Another wall banger for Romain Grosjean.
Oh, boy. And look, the hands on the helmet tell us the story. He is furious. Maybe at himself.
Turn 4 just got onto the apex curve, into the apex wall, and it fired that number 28 straight into the outside wall.
Rub your hands together because it's going to be on. And watch that red car in second. Power is going to try and return the favor to Alex Palou. 14 laps to go here in Detroit. Let's do it again.
Palou with a bit of a power slide out of that last corner. I'm not sure Power's going to be close enough to pounce.
Watch Kirkwood. Kirkwood at the top of the screen. Caution's out.
What for?
Full course yellow.
David Malukas.
David Malukas didn't make it to the start. I think that's on the finish straight, coming out of turn 9.
All right, this one's far from over. 10 laps to go here in Detroit. Watch Power on Palou. Watch Rosenquist.
Oh, it's on.
He's not close enough, but Power is close this time.
It is on for Will Power. Great run. He pops to the outside as they come to the brake zone.
That's going to be the long way round. It's going to be tough from there. Can Power force Palou into a mistake? What's Dixon got? Power tries to switch back, but he's there. Dixon's there. And Dixon stalls, and Rossi's the big winner. Rossi goes from 5th to 3rd in the one corner.
Power got into anti-stall mode, and now Power shoves Scott Dixon back off the track.
Kyle Kirkwood's going to pick up a couple spots here as well, guys.
I want to say I robbed Alexander Rossi there. He's gone from 5th to 2nd. Awesome move from Alexander Rossi.
And that all started because Palou did get in a little deep. He had some rear lock, and that pushed both him and Will Power wide. Will got the anti-stall after Scott Dixon got into him, so a bit of a chain reaction there. And as you say, the big winner, the McLaren of Alexander Rossi.
Look at Colton Herta trying to work Scott McLaughlin and get forward. Herta still has that damaged front wing, but he's trying. The leaders now coming to the backside of the track. We'll see what kind of run Will Power can get this lap.
Single digits, 9 laps to go. Alex Palou has bolted. Alexander Rossi is the next one in his mirror. And then we pick up Power, Rosenquist, Dixon. Kyle Kirkwood's not out of this one either. He's working on Scott Dixon a little further back.
Push to pass is now back active. Now that we've completed that first lap after the restart, you can see there Palou leading the charge there on remaining push to pass. But let's take a look at this move.
It's when the red car of Power switches back on the inside and Dixon and he collide. Watch this.
Palou gets some lockup, has to overcorrect, or correct, I should say. Power looks to cross up Palou, but comes right across the bow of Scott Dixon.
Power gets up on 2 wheels. He's bicycling right there. And then Alexander Rossi says, you guys can scrap it out. I'm going to scoot up the inside and make up 3 positions. Caution again. What's it for?
Stingray Rob.
That's such a shame. We had a good little battle forming here.
Here's what went down.
Side by side with Santino Ferrucci on the brakes. I don't know if they both got in deep or Santino got in too deep, locked up, and kind of forced him.
This is Power on Palou, and look to the left for Dixon. Boop. And there goes Rossi. Look at them. Noses on gearboxes. Green flag is out. Here we go. Lighting it up off turn 2. Who's close? I like the look of Rosenquist on Power.
It's a great jump from Palou, but these 3 here, Rossi, Power, Rosenquist, all nose to tail. They got to sort this out when they get down to turn 3.
Who's the best on the brakes? Power goes wide. Rosenquist's got an inside run. Almost gets Power. Power's going to have the inside run for turn 4.
Rossi struggling with Power down as Will Power goes past Rossi in an impossible brake zone. Great move.
He said that he felt like he still had a chance. Now he's full focus on Alex Palou at the front. Scott McLaughlin on his teammate. Pushes by Joseph Newgarden.
Joseph Newgarden out of push to pass. Push to pass is going to be active as of right now across the alt-start finish line. Rossi defending against Rosenquist as Scott Dixon looks down the inside.
Dixon did the same defensive move from Kyle Kirkwood. Marcus Armstrong is tucked in behind.
Overtakes available.
Rossi struggling.
2 have bolted.
Brian Barnhart reminding him overtakes available, but it's going to be not enough as Rosenquist goes back to the front.
He's desperate for a podium, Felix Rosenquist. Rossi's going to come back.
Wow.
These are teammates and they're not hitting. Really good top shelf driving from the McLaren man.
All of these drivers going to be on push to pass right now. Felix Rosenquist, all sorts of wheel spin as Scott Dixon now level with Rosenquist.
Watch Kirkwood. He's going for a twofer. Alpha, 2 for 1, tried to go around them, touch back in.
Kirkwood looks 3 wide, now McLaughlin and Ericsson, the red and white cars side by side.
Herta goes wide, long and wide.
Oh, nearly got the tires, just kept it out, the Gamebridge Honda, but now defensive from Marcus Ericsson on Scott McLaughlin as we head down the hill into 5.
McLaughlin has been relentless on his moves. Ericsson's making it tough for the Gallica Chevy driver. 4 laps to go.
Oh, what is he doing? Good forward here, bud. Let's go get him.
What a wild finish.
I think that might have been Rosenquist's radio, perhaps, talking about Rossi as the teammates were going eye for an eye before the back straightaway. Ericsson really struggling for grip now.
Well, Rossi just did what Rosenquist did to him. Same moves, pro driving, good stuff.
Here's the challenge now for Rossi. 4 seconds left of push to pass. Felix Rosenquist behind has 20. He's going to be massively exposed as they head down the straightaway, and look at Newgarden all over the back of Marcus Ericsson.
McLaughlin got Ericsson, no worry, so he set sail. McLaughlin's working on Marcus Armstrong. He's the next one. 3 laps to go. That's it. Here in Detroit, Alex Palou leads by just over a second on Will Power. Who's going to get this final step on the podium? 2 McLarens. That's the front wing, by the way, of Colton Herta.
Oh boy, that is dangerously close to the racing line. But I think they'll stay green once the drivers know it's there. Look, the entire main plane on the right front of Colton Herta's wing is gone. That'll mean no front downforce.
Massive understeer. It's going to make braking a huge challenge for Colton, as you see.
Whoa.
Locking up that right front's going to be so easy without that downforce pushing that corner of the car down.
And this is what happened. Remember, he on the restart ran way wide, just clipped the tire barrier.
Kind of run can Rosenquist get? I think Rossi is 2 seconds left on push to pass. Right-hand side of your screen, Rosenquist, does he pop? Yes, here comes Rosenquist.
Look at this, the teammates.
Again?
Oh, this might be a relationship changer for these guys. Rossi in the wall, Dixon pounces, Rossi's got the inside.
Rosenquist gave Rossi a big old concrete slapper with his right rear, and now Rossi loses another spot to Dixon.
It's the exact same move we saw Rosenquist pull on Rossi earlier in the race, just leaning on him on the brake zone into 3. Rossi lucky to not bend something with that contact.
But with 2 laps to go, there's no teammates. There are no expectations other than getting yourself to the best position as the white flag comes out.
1 to go, less than 1.7 miles. What a run this has been from Alex Palou. He was one of the standouts in the field in the Indianapolis 500 a week ago, led the majority of laps in the opening stanza. Pit lane incident, fought his way back to an unbelievable top 5 finish. Got his first street course pole here yesterday. He came to Detroit as the championship leader, and he is going to extend his lead. This has been impressive from the Spaniard.
He's like a surgeon, so precise, so methodical with every step. Never a hair out of place in terms of his driving, and it has paid off today.
This was meant to be a Chevrolet party in the shadows of the General Motors Rencent, which is high above where we are now. It's going to be a Honda driver who spoils the party. Racing back on the streets of Detroit, and it's Alex Palou who wins the Chevrolet Grand Prix of Detroit.
Awesome job.
So, Alex, on a weekend when you said the track was too tight, too many bumps, too much traffic, how did you make it look so easy?
Oh, man, the number 10 Ridgeline Lubricants car was on point today. Honda gave us everything we needed with fuel mileage and all the power, so super proud of the job we did. Was tricky at the end, man, with those tires. Couldn't really get into temperature, but super proud.
Barry Wanzer comes in with a hug.
Awesome.
Yeah, so talk to me about those final few restarts. How worried were you? Because power got by you on one of them when you had that gearbox issue.
Yeah, I mean, we had an issue that probably was my fault, but then it got stuck there. Couldn't really upshift.
The boss, Chip Ganassi, comes in as well.
And then he was on alternate, so I couldn't really get into temperature. So yeah, proud that we got it back and that we got another win this year.
Fellas, that's more than a race victory advantage.
That's an impressive gap after just 7 of 17 races. Looking down through the updated standings, how about Rosenqvist? That forceful move with Alexander Rossi to get himself on the podium. He moves up 3 spots to make it into the top 10. James, who has your eye here?
You look for the jumps right there. Alex Rossi getting the spot there. But for me, Marcus Ericsson still has a nice gap over Joseph Newgarden. He's holding on nicely to that second place.
Watch the Sanzio Grand Prix at Road America, Sunday, June 18th at 1 p.m. on USA Network.